My name is Lloyd, and I'm going to talk about Title IX, its definition and effects on me as an athlete. I played all sports in high school and went on to continue swimming into college at Memphis State University and then in medical school at the University of Tennessee Center for the Health Sciences. Athletics was a big part of my life. In high school, I pretty much did them all. I loved to play basketball. I ran track. I was a sprinter in swimming, but I was better at the longer distances in track. And in the early 70s, the longest distance that girls could run in high school was an 880. So I ran the 880 and qualified for the state. I also really enjoyed field hockey, and in the lower right there is me pumping up our team, and I put my hair up to make me look more angry, and very competitive sport, great sport for girls, kind of like the football that we don't play, field hockey. I was a center forward. 37 words, the first 37 words in Title IX. No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any educational program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. This is not a federal law about athletics and equality in athletics. This is about discrimination under any educational program or activity. The activity was a key, because it was the activity noun in this that allowed sports to be included and sports equity for males and females in federally funded institutions. In a recent Maryland study, 3/4 of teenagers and 60% of parents say they don't know nothing at all about Title IX. In this 50th year since Title IX passed into law, I've learned a lot more about Title IX and the far-reaching impact it has had. It did have impact on me as a physician and treating student athletes, but not directly on me as an athlete, except for it allowed me to continue to participate, and it wasn't out of the question that a female would continue to swim at a later age. I would recommend this book, just out, 2022, 37 Words by Sherry Boschert. Goes into a lot of how Title IX came about and who were the real important keys in this to get this to happen. We've just come off of the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage, and next to that, this is probably the most important equality legislation that has passed. My mother would send me the Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary every time I said, "What is this? What does this mean?" I still do that. We're cheating a little bit now because we have Siri and the internet. So I think grit is a good word to describe me. Firmness of mind or spirit, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger, managing to guide or survive by grit and guile. It also means other things such as sand, gravel, any of several sandstones, capitalized liberal in Canadian politics. I have been likened to this girl in True Grit, Maddie.
Well, I know you, little Maddie, the bookkeeper.
And I know you, Tom Cheney.
What are you doing? There's no money for you to squeeze around here.
I came to fetch water.
That was not my meaning.
This guy killed her father.
I'm here to take you back to Fort Smith and hang you.
And I think I will not go. Now, how do you like that?
Well, there's a posse of officers up the hill that'll force you to go.
How many officers?
I'd say right around 50. And they mean business, so you just walk right in front of me up that hill.
I think I'll oblige those officers to come after me.
If you refuse to go with me, I'll have to shoot you.
Is that so? Then you better cock your piece. All the way back until it locks.
I know how to do it. Now, you mean to say that you won't go with me on your own free will?
You just got it the other way around. Now you will follow me. I didn't think you'd do it.
John Wayne to the rescue. Maddie has true grit. You could tell it in her face, and she shot him.
One of my short ribs is broke.
You killed my father when he was trying to help you. You're just a piece of trash. You also killed a senator in Texas when he was sitting on a porch swing.
Everything happens to me. Now I'm shot by a child.
I'll shoot you again if you don't get up.
I think that is grit, determination, and guile. That's what it takes to compete in athletics as well as in your profession. Sports is a positive experience. Take that for grit. This was an article that was written about me in our Lexington Herald Leader when I was 12. Fierce GLSA Greater Lexington Swim Association competition uncovers hidden spark in Mary Lloyd, Ireland. I was a bit embarrassed by this, a headline. And in it, my father was quoted as saying, "She doesn't really say much about her accomplishments." And I've always said actions do speak louder than words. But now it's time to both speak and act. I was asked to write a chapter in the athletic female textbook, Problems Facing the Female Athlete. It was a little hard for me to write because I was competing, kept my head down, kept on competing, and I didn't really see that there were a lot of problems. Catch a rising star, catch it if you can. These lines from a children's song should encourage limitless but achievable goals for young students, young athletes, youngsters. As a child, I was encouraged to play as hard and run as fast as I could. If I could beat the boys, that was okay. Whether it's running fast or scoring a basket, playing horse or pig in the backyard, it was okay. I didn't have a problem with that. The boys might have. Class of 70, I was pretty good scorer in basketball. We had a good team. I was also a swimmer. I was able to, in our division, set records every year. I could swim 2 events each year in the state meet. So we had 8 different events. So I swam 2 different ones over 4 years, and I swept the record books. Why? Thought it'd be kind of cool, so I did it. I later took care of Eastern Kentucky University, and as the athletic director Don Combs recounts, I beat his daughter in every race. But he still let me take care of the EKU athletes. So do good work, compete as hard as you can, and if you win, it's not a problem. And this was on the front page of the paper. Sorry that there are not as many coverage of high school events the day after them. So I finished making a sweep with the last 2 events in the record book. Kind of cool. Now Sayre School has my 8 gold medals, and they hang them in the foyer of the gym. I was also an All-American. In my class will, in our annual The Pillars, you might see there on the right, I, Lloyd, Ireland, leave the girls' sports department helpless. Title IX, do not discriminate on the basis of gender in the provision of any educational activity, and this did include athletics. I continued my career in swimming, having been told I should probably stop when I went to college, but I just found my life was more organized. I did well in the classroom. If I was on a program, a specific, I have to swim 2 hours twice a day, and I was a better student when I was competing in swimming. So I tried out for the Olympics in '68. I had back surgery, so I missed the Olympic trials. But in '72, which would have been Munich, and in '76, I tried out for the Olympics. I was a little short. I was a breaststroker at that level and came up 0.18 hundredths of a second away from making the team. Didn't make it. I don't think I set my goals high enough. Here I am as a swimmer in medical school at our U.S. championships. I made the trials twice, but I set my goals too low. I think I was done when I made the trials, and I should have thought I could make the team. The East Germans were beating everybody. most likely because of performance-enhancing drugs and anabolic steroids that they were given as vitamins, and they didn't know what they were taking. Shirley Babashoff got second to Cornelia Ender in 4 events. She probably would have won had they been on an even playing field, drugs and drug-free. I got no medals. I was able to compete internationally for the United States in Moscow at the World University Games. Got a medal. That was really cool. Competing for your country, hearing the national anthem as you come into the arena during opening ceremonies is just unbelievable. I did finally make it to the Olympics as a physician. I was honored to be a member of the Olympic medical team, so to speak. We took care of the USOC athlete, all the U.S. athletes, the training room in Barcelona, and that was indeed quite an experience. The Catalans put on a great show in opening ceremonies, and they have a rich culture, a little bit different from the rest of Spain. I traveled with the USA basketball team. We got a bronze medal that year, and after '92, the USA women have dominated the international scene and won gold in Olympics ever since. This was the first year of the men's dream team, and we did have the men rooting us on from the dream team, and that was a very cool experience. I did make it to the White House. George and Barbara Bush invited us as we returned from Barcelona to the White House, which was really cool to meet them. This was the press coverage in the Herald Leader for me making the medical staff at Barcelona. 5 lines, but got a little something. Nowadays, with the internet and different social platforms, we are a lot more media friendly and get a lot more press, even releasing it from ourselves. So what have I given back? I was so blessed to be active in my youth, whether it was climbing a tree, monkey bars, learned how to land. So as a kid, I was very active. I was much happier outside running around and playing. I was also blessed to have the opportunity to swim for 15 years competitively. I have decided to give back to the Commonwealth of Kentucky by starting a program called the Active Women's Health Initiative, soon to become renamed Active Girls and Healthy Women. If we can establish in girls how they can be healthy through activity, diet, mental health, numerous ways, then I think we will have a healthier Kentucky. Girls, then women, drive the healthcare train. And if we are healthier as women, the men will be healthier and we will have a healthier state. Unfortunately, our state is in the top 5 in obesity, diabetes, smoking, cancer. Not good statistics, so we must act now. And us women who can encourage and embrace our youth through this program, we will be winners. So these are our social media platforms. Please visit us. Hannah Hulk is on the left. She is our researcher, athletic trainer, PhD. Dee Duglonsky is our administrator, also has her PhD, and she's very enthusiastic about this program. And I, too, am very enthusiastic about this program. So visit our platforms and get involved. Girls from kindergarten through 8th grade can be in this Girls Can program. And when we got together pre-COVID, we had several programs with University of Kentucky female sports, including gymnastics, softball, soccer, and basketball. Looking forward to ramp back up. Also, if you work with young athletes, you should have testing done. This is an EDU risk solution to make sure that there's no improprieties or no abuse going on with the children. This is hard to have to say, but sometimes this is not reported, and we adults, whether we're physician, athletic trainers, coaches, parents, friends, must report if there's any problem that you see with someone who is coaching or in the sphere with our young athletes. So visit us, Active Women's Health Initiative.